Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're joining. Thanks for joining. This is the Papa Joe Show, where Papa Joe knows. I'm your host, Papa Joe. I appreciate you guys being here very, very much. So, who do we have here in the chat? We've got Tom. Good morning. We've got Bitcoin Management Jim. Welcome, welcome. Much appreciated. You guys are amazing being here. It's gonna be a fun show today. So, do me a favor. If you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. Help me grow the channel. That's something that will allow me to do this on a more regular basis. Maybe more shows per day. I don't know. Depends on what's going on. Good morning, Sonia. Thanks for being here. Much appreciated. And do me a favor, like the channel. Those of you who are watching, smash those likes. Make it help me get the visibility of it out there. When more people like this, it shows up in the algorithms and shows into other things for people to actually come in and see it. So yes, do me a favor and get that out there. And if you want other friends and family to be in here and to join in the live chat, as you got people here, I've pulled up on the screen here already. We can have a fun conversation. Have them come in. Let's talk. Let's be. You guys know I'll try to answer y'all's questions. Excuse me, as I am able to while we're talking and all that fun stuff. Also, do the Patreon show every day at 4:30 Eastern. I do that so that way I can have an unfiltered Papa Joe time. I hate that I have to do it that way. I'd prefer to just have that just as another show. That'd be fantastic. But our freedom of speech is under attack, and we've talked about that on there a few times. Not really a few times, but I've gone into depth on some stuff like that. So, good morning, Busy Mountain. Thanks for being here. Good morning. What's up? Everything is up. Everything's going crazy right now. But as you guys have seen this morning, the crypto market as a whole is having fun going on sale again. So I don't know how much further we'll see it drop from here. It's a pretty good floor at 60,000, it looks like. I think that we'll, for Bitcoin at least, I think that we'll see it kind of consolidate here and continue to run. That's just my opinion. Everything on here is my opinion. Nothing I say is financial advice, legal advice, tax advice, anything like that. Please do your own research. But anyways, so some pretty cool news I wanted to tell you guys through and kind of talk through my thoughts around it, if that sounds fun to you guys. I wanted to pop this out there today. Walmart has quietly begun starting to host Bitcoin ATMs. Who knew that? Didn't know that until this morning. Yeah, they are now putting Bitcoin ATMs in the Walmart stores. Walmart's the largest company by revenue. It's now letting companies in dozens of its stores actually buy and sell cryptocurrency within their store. That's a big deal. You know what else Walmart started doing? In El Salvador, when Bitcoin became legal tender, they started accepting it as payment. I showed a video a few weeks back where you can actually see the transaction take place. They're using the Lightning Network with their wallet, and it's taking Bitcoin, and it's just going right through. It's a beautiful thing to see. The adoption is here, folks. Adoption is here. We are about to see this quite literally explode. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is an asset all in and of its own, and it kind of has fun stuff too, where it allows Venezuela has begun to use gold for trade now. Interesting. Thanks for sharing, Busy Mountain. That's interesting. I wonder if they took. Someone needs to take a digital currency and make it backed by gold, and then you can use it accordingly. Sorry for the noise. Forgot to mute my stuff here. It's going to be interesting when you see that kind of stuff take place. The trade of, if you took a digital currency and you made it tradable with gold or backed by gold, where you're actually trading gold, something of tangible value, I guess you could say. Bitcoin isn't tangible necessarily, but you can see it, and it is the blockchain gives you that tangibility. immutability of the transaction. I think that gives it its tangibility. That's just, I guess, my opinion on there. Knowing how the blockchain works underneath is a big deal. And I can get into the deep weeds on that if you guys want me to. Just pop in the chat and I'll explain that if you want to hear that. But for the time being, it's going to be an interesting time. Walmart now doing this is a big deal to me. This shows that people can walk into a Walmart, take their phone out, and sell their crypto and get cash back. That's a big deal. It's huge. Oh, Tom, yes, you're right. I think Perpetual Assets does have a debit card and I actually looked at doing this a few years back. Instead of having a traditional bank account, sorry, that's something in my beard. When it's big beard, stuff gets in it sometimes. Talked about taking my regular direct deposits and having it direct deposit into effectively a gold or / silver account with Perpetual Assets, where you could actually spend the gold, spend the silver, and it would transition into US dollars. Very similarly how crypto, I hate to put it this way, but Coinbase now has the debit card. Very similarly to that, there's other platforms out there that do the same thing, where you can effectively spend your crypto for USD. But yeah, GSX is backed by gold. Yeah, I would like to see. My thing is about that one, Busy Mountain, is that I'm not 100% sure. Just like with Tether or with USDC, it's backed by the dollar. I really wonder if it really is, if it's gold bonds or paper bonds, or if it's physical gold. That's why I'm really mean like actually going and getting the gold, proving that it's there, and then coining it out in a digital format. I think would make more sense if we could make sure that happens, but never know. Good morning, Bitcoin country. Thanks for being here. The spin card was nice. Yeah, there's other ones out there. Good morning, open-minded Bitcoin. Thanks for being here. All is well so far. But yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna go look into it. Again, I haven't looked into it in a long time. When I first saw JSX come out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait and see if they prove it. That's just my take on it. When it's something like that, it's like, okay, that's a great idea, but that is also a very big lift from a technological / obtaining the underlying asset. That is a big lift. That is not something you can just willy-nilly go and do. Like you can arbitrarily go create a coin and create a project in a blockchain and actually go and do something with it. But doing something like, I'm going to take a coin and back each coin by a specific amount of gold or silver, you have to have the gold or silver to go do that. And that's just one of those things for me. I'm like, okay, it's a great idea. It's on paper. Let's prove it out, kind of thing. That's just my take on it, though. But I think that in the future, we'll start seeing things transition into something very similar like that. More adoption, in my opinion. You have political candidates who love cryptocurrency. They want an easier way to accept Bitcoin and altcoins for donations for their campaigns. That's another checkbox for adoption, in my opinion. Helium, yes, open-minded Bitcoin. I have looked into Helium, the Wi-Fi mining. I have not personally bought the miners. My little brother has. He's bought several, and he's up and running, and he's actually making a decent amount of money with it. I just don't have the time to babysit it right now. I have mining equipment in my server rack right now. I just it's running, but I don't have time to go and adjust it like I used to be able to and make it better and things like that. For something like Helium, I think it actually makes a lot of sense. If you've got a lot of family members nearby, kind of like I do, you can pop it on their networks and let it run. It's just something kind of fun to take a look at too. It looks legitimate. Like I said, my little brother's running them. It is making money for him. So yeah, take a look at those. Those are pretty good. Good afternoon, Mr. Cham. How you doing, sir? Appreciate you guys all being here. Just show you how. I will. No problem, man. That's not a problem. All right, let's see here. Yeah. You need to get it to where you have multiple close by. That's where it really starts making fun. It's a lot of fun. Oh, I already put that in there. So, anyways. Alrighty. So yeah. When you got different candidates, who was it that was in here? Was it Republican Representative Ralph Norman of South Carolina? They went to be able to have an easier way to accept cryptocurrencies for donations into their campaigns. I'm wondering what the play is there, because they're going to end up having to report all that and everything, and I think it'll tie back to people. And my idea around that is, when they want to accept it to actually spend into their campaigns, again, they're looking at that as an asset that they can actually use for a real world application. This is fantastic adoption, in my opinion. Busy man, I used to mine it back in the day when it made sense to. I have not mined it in a long time. Digibyte is a really good one. They have a lot of really cool stuff that I think makes sense for everyone. So we will we'll see. I'll gotta take a look at that again. Send me a message on Telegram, or if you were part of the Patreon, send me a message there, and we can talk through maybe how that might work and give it a test again. But yeah, so people remember back where there was I think it was a Good Morning America show or something like that, where people were like, what is email? What does the @ symbol mean? People are now asking, what in the world is cryptocurrency? For one, what is it? Cryptocurrency. I'll start here. Cryptocurrency is the newest asset class in the market, and there's not much research on where it fits in an overall investment strategy. Why don't you talk to me and I'll tell you? People are just now waking up, going, where does this fit in? Where does this work? How does this work? For one, crypto can be an investment, but it can also buy things with it. You can also buy things. You can't. So this is really cool about cryptocurrency, and people are starting to realize this, as we all here have. You go and invest in a stock. Can you take that stock and spend it? No. You go invest in cryptocurrency. You can take that cryptocurrency and spend it and buy things with it. Very unique. Cannot do that with a traditional stock, but this acts like an investment vehicle as well. It operates independently from the equity markets, similar to an alternative investment like real estate or commodities, except it's also hyper liquid. It trades 24/7. People are going, their minds are blowing. All these investors are going, wait a minute, I can buy a stock and spend it, and it trades 24/7, and it's also like real estate, and it's also like cash, and it's also like a commodity. What do I do with this? Well, here, you buy it. Buy it, hold on to it. Buy it, spend it. Buy it, use it. Let it grow. Mine it. Go get something like Matic and stake it, or Divi and stake it, and make a residual return. People are going to stop buying rental properties as real estate. They're going to look at staking nodes or master nodes or staking validators as real estate. Think about having a real estate transaction where you can go in and buy I guess you could mortgage it. I wouldn't do that, but I guess you could buy a stake in, say, Matic. That's the size of 200,000-300,000, like a house. 500,000. I don't know where you live. Depends on where you're at. And you're going to take that, instead of renting it out to somebody else, it's going to pay you a residual income as if you're getting a monthly payment from a renter. And then you don't have to worry about maintaining that house. You don't have to worry about maintaining the environment. You don't got to worry about updating the house or anything like that. It will quite literally take care of itself and run. Yes, it is the stupid brain dead media. They're asking these questions, trying to make it so that people don't play with it. It's a way to actually suppress people. But I think they're asking questions that I think a lot of people have. You would be surprised how many people were like, what is cryptocurrency? How does it work? And then these kind of simple explanations actually kind of make sense. Good morning, Crypto Sherpa. Yes, diamond node. Those, as prices increase right now, it's not producing a tremendous amount, but when the prices increase, it will produce enough. I think was it at 5 or 6 cents when it was up there? They were node was producing, or Divi diamond node. This is Divi project. Sorry, make it a little more clear. The Divi diamond node were producing enough to pay for approximately 2 mortgage payments. So you could have 2 houses that you're not coming out of pocket for. That's a pretty big deal that you can't do that with other assets. This isn't an asset set at all in and of itself. Hey, Manny, good morning. Welcome, welcome. Much appreciated. Thanks for being here. All right. So, yeah, we're going to. Where was the other one here? So, this article kind of made me scratch my head and go, there are a lot more people still. I hate Newsweek, but the more I see these things, Congress needs to provide guide rails for cryptocurrency revolution. People like this dude, they don't think. They don't know what they're talking about, and it makes me sit there and go, shut up and get out of the way and stop telling your readers or your followers how this is supposed to be. That Congress is supposed to come in and tell us what to do. We, the people, are in charge. We need to tell them what to do. We are. You got to understand, cryptocurrency cannot be regulated. It is already regulated. And that is beautiful because blockchain technology gives it that regulation that it needs. It's everywhere and yet nowhere. You can't shut it down. You can't turn it off. For Bitcoin in particular, there's no CEO. There's no organization that they can just go and say, hey, turn it off. They can't go arrest the CEO. They can't tell them to turn it off. They can't make it go away. They've tried. China is a perfect example of doing that. China's ban recently, they're trying to launch their digital yuan. They're going to undermine the entire global economic system as it is because of with the US dollar, and the United States is going, what in the world do we do? And they can't do anything about it. Crypto Sherpa, you are not wrong. It is 100% about the code. It is mathematically hard-coded into the system to be run by a distributed platform of users and miners. I say users meaning people who are staking. It is designed to not fail. To date, no blockchain itself has been actually hacked. You see wallets get hacked. You see exchanges get hacked. That's sloppy work on a human. The actual platform everything's running on, it doesn't stop, which is amazing. Oh, brother. I love you, man. Yes, it's going to be. You guys are great. I know what you're talking about. Bitcoin Ben's thing earlier this morning. Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be. We'll keep that one off of my show for now. I won't. I'll make that a little. We'll take that one offline. Anyways. So it's funny, they're freaking out. The monetary bathtub is overflowing. I love how they use nice little words like this. Just the bathtub's overflowing. The econ, blah, 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 blah. Inflation is running rampant. The consumer price index has risen 4.5% over the last 12 months. I actually think it's more like 25%. Maybe it's 25.4%. They just took the 2 off the front. President Biden says that we're facing temporary bout of price increases caused by supply chain glitches and bottlenecks that are themselves temporary. Didn't Trump sign an executive order when he first got into the White House that barred and banned any importation of a foreign enemy? And it was scheduled to a certain time, and then they revisited it after, towards the end of his presidency, and it was going to be expire on 11/11/2021. Maybe that's the end date for all this crazy mess, but I don't know. You do the math, connect the dots. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. It's going to be an interesting time coming up in the next few weeks. They are blaming it on the supply chain problems because they legally can't import certain things right now. That's just the way they legally can't do so. Inflation has always inflation is always and everywhere a monetary phenomenon. No, it's not. Quit printing money. Set your monetary amount. Set the amount of money in circulation and leave it alone. It will. And I would actually say decrease it. Guess what? Bitcoin does that. It's mathematically built in there. The demand's the same and actually going up. It's going to continue to going up. But the supply is decreasing every 4 years. And as people obtain it, they hold on to it, decreasing the supply, available supply, even more so. Causing the price to increase in value. Now, as I keep saying, soon the dollar will not be what we are valuing crypto in. It will end up being some sort of physical asset, like I've been saying, some sort of ounce of gold, maybe a Satoshi. It'll be a Satoshi per ounce of gold. Wouldn't that be great? 1 ounce of gold for Satoshi, or a quarter of ounce of gold for Satoshi. I don't know, or silver. This is how things are going to be end up changed into denominations as far as our monetary system is concerned. It has to change. It has to change. And here's another little thing. They're freaking out about us getting into cryptocurrencies. They want to know every little transaction that we go and get into cryptocurrencies. Treasury wants to snoop in bank accounts to trigger more audits. So basically, this week, the Senate Democrats, backed by the Biden Treasury, released a revised proposal that raises the threshold for financial institutions to report to the IRS on an individual's account to $10,000 from the previously mooted $600. Y'all know that's already there. It's already set to $10,000. I don't know what they're doing. There's something else they're probably trying to play here. I'd keep your eye on this one. Keep your eye on this one. It's going to be very, very, very intriguing, in my opinion, here very soon. To that question alone, no. Should the U.S. have its own virtual currency? In and of itself as a country, I think they should just adopt Bitcoin and Litecoin and really all digital currency that actually has specific criteria, like it is money. Like Bitcoin and Litecoin is actual currency. Ethereum is a blockchain platform. EOS is a blockchain platform. Divi is a blockchain platform. Divi actually is more of a wallet. Although I think that they're trying to make some changes here soon that will make them more of a blockchain platform. They don't have an EVM. Ethereum has an EVM. EOS has an EVM. So, but anyways, make cryptocurrencies, make Bitcoin your store of value and Litecoin your means of exchange. It's actually that simple. It would work out perfectly. It's fantastic. Store your value in Bitcoin, maybe get paid in Bitcoin, and then change it into Litecoin and spend the Litecoin. It's that simple. No country should have its own money, I think. Well, they should have reserves of gold and silver that they can then use for their cryptocurrencies. I don't know. I have lots of different thoughts on that. There's lots of different ways I think it could go. And right now I haven't formulated a full-on opinion on that. So I will leave that part alone for now. But it's just my opinion. CBDCs don't belong. All it is a digital dollar. It's just a digital version of fiat. It doesn't belong. Anyways, today, everything's on sale. Today, you have an opportunity to go and grab some more. It's not a bad thing that we see these breaths. If it runs up, if it continues to spike like it did, and not take a second, take a break, and pull back a second, it gets too frothy. It'll blow off the top, and then it'll crash hard. You don't want that. A nice, healthy increase is up and slightly down, more up and slightly down, more up and slightly down. It's very healthy. It shows that people are growing into it. It shows that they're taking profits. It's not a bad thing. It gives the opportunity for you to collect and gain more. Not out of greed, but out of necessity to get out of the old system. We are about to see the entire monetary system, not just here in the US, but globally, is going to collapse. You noticed that one, huh? I didn't notice it actually until I started the show, and I was like, oh, hey, look at that. Well, you never know. Those of you who follow me, I have a Telegram channel specific to sharing as an aggregation point for information. That's I posted it a few times. I will post it in the Patreon. If y'all want to be part of that, you're welcome to join that. I have another channel specific for Patreon. I have a Telegram channel specific for the Patreon folks to get in and chat. Y'all can talk to me directly that way. Have conversations amongst yourselves. Create a kind of a community there and actually have some fun with it. So jump into the Patreon. It's $5 a month. I hate that I have to charge $5. It's the only way I can have an unlisted video and actually give you guys access to it without. I don't really know another way to go about doing that. But it's there really so that I can be unfiltered and talk about current events and things that would otherwise get me removed from social media. So, but it's going to be. What was the Busy Mountain Patreon November? Okay, cool, man. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Sorry, I was reading up on the chat here. If you're watching this, there's a live chat. I can actually communicate and watch what you guys are saying, and we can all have lots of things, have lots of fun conversations here. But anyways, I am going to go ahead and cut it there. I have a meeting. What time is it? I have a meeting in about a minute and a half that I need to run to. So I'm going to go ahead and yes, they have been for a while, actually. If you're a creator, I end up having to pay taxes on anything that's there. So it is what it is. It's part of it. I don't know. It's not much. It's really more just so that I can actually have that space to talk openly and not be concerned about being removed from everything. So it is what it is. You guys are in there. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. It means you want to hear in-depth conversations around different subjects. I've done things about banking, the history of that. I've done things about current political environments. I've done things about current medical environments, if you know what I mean. But anyways, so let's just say it's a fun time. I think it's a good time. The information there, I think, is worth it. But anyways, do me a favor, as I said before, like this video, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, etc., etc. You guys are amazing, and it means a lot that you guys are here. I'm going to do the show today at 4:30 is the plan on Patreon. So jump in there if you want to. Look forward to it. You guys have a blessed afternoon. Take it easy.